So you're playing a freestyle set, but every now and then you have no idea what to play next. I have a couple of tips that can help you out. Let's talk about that right now. This is Share the Knowledge. What's going on? Welcome to Share the Knowledge. I'm DJ TLM representing DJcity out here in Amsterdam, and today I want to share a couple of tips that can help you out during your freestyle DJ set. Now, if you're not familiar with playing freestyle, it basically means that you're going to play without a prepared track list. So you're going to take your music, you start to play, you read the crowd, and you go off the crowd's reaction. Now, I get a lot of questions from beginner DJs who are experimenting playing freestyle, and they seem to have a lot of issues with thinking of which track to play next. Now, trust me, that's perfectly normal. We've all been there. I remember my days sweating over the crates, lifting up all the sleeves, looking for a next track to play, and sometimes that would definitely take longer than other times. It happens. So the tips I want to share with you today have to do with one common factor, and that is knowing your music. Knowing your music is essential to freestyle DJing. So the first tip is do not bring too much music. This happens a lot, and even in my vinyl days, I had times where I was bringing like 4 or 5 crates for a 2-hour set. That made no sense. And when you're looking for tracks, that's just way too much music to go through. And I know you beginner DJs out there are going absolutely crazy downloading anything you can get your hands on. So you listen to like the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds. If it sounds dope, you download it. But you do that with like 100 or 200 tracks a day. They all end up in the folder, and when you get to that gig and you start to scroll through your music, you're gonna see a lot of titles and have no idea what they are because you only listen to the first 10 or 20 seconds. If you download that much, it's not gonna stick. You're not gonna remember. You're gonna have to load that track in, listen to it on the spot to see if it's something you can use. You don't have time for that. So what you need to do is minimize those folders. You want to make an actual selection out of that collection and leave the rest at home. Only select tracks that you could potentially play at parties, and make sure you listen to every track you add to that selection. And I don't mean just 10 or 20 seconds beginning to end. Listen to the entire track so you know what it's about. You heard the structure. If there's anything crazy in that track, you're going to hear it. You can even write it down or at least remember it, and that's going to help you out tremendously when you're playing your next set. Now, the second tip relates to the first one because it also has to do with making a selection. If you have the option to make a selection for that specific event, you could definitely do that. So select tracks that you could possibly play at that event, make a nice folder, and by doing that, by making that selection, you're gonna see what you have in there. I did the same when I was playing with vinyl. I would have my collection. Anytime I'd have a gig, I'd bring out the crates, you start to go through your collection, take out the tracks that are suitable for that party. So when I was playing, I could actually remember pulling some of these tracks out the wall, putting them in my crates, and that would definitely help me out. I could remember which tracks I brought to the club. Now, you could do the same thing by making that selection, going through your folders, picking out tracks that you're gonna probably play that night. That's gonna stick in your memory. Now, if you're playing an open format set, you have a lot of folders that are already prepared for that, then it's going to be too much to make a special selection for that night. But you should still go through the folders that you already have every now and then. Just scroll through there to make sure that you actually remember what's in there. Now listen, these are just 2 tips. I can spend a lot more time talking about knowing your music, and I think I'll do that in a future episode. But for now, I hope these tips can help you out to improve your freestyle DJing. Keep in mind, it's all about knowing your music, reading the crowd, and trust me, you don't always have to think of the track to play next. If you have your selection, just scroll through it, and if you see those titles and you know your music, you're gonna find that track, see that title, and be like, that's gonna fit perfectly. It's not about memorizing everything, but if you know your music and you scroll through those tracks, it's gonna work out. That's it for this edition of Share the Knowledge. I hope this info helps you out. Make sure you share the video, like the video, and subscribe to DJcity if you haven't done so already, because we got a lot more dope material on the way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.